Hi, boys and girls. Today we are continuing our new lesson on adding a two-digit number with a one-digit number. And this is building on what we learned about adding tens to tens or tens to a two-digit number. Now we're working on adding those ones to a two-digit number. So we had a make 10 strategy that we learned a long time ago that will help us add numbers like 9 plus 4. So the model one for you, just in case you don't remember, but we can solve 9 plus 4 by making a 10. And we do that, we know that 9 needs one more to make a 10, but we need to add 4, and then we're only adding 1, so we need to make sure we add 3 more. Now we have 9 and 1 make 10, plus 3 more makes 13. Our answer would be 13. Take a look at 8 plus 6. What would we break our 6 into and why? We would need to break our 6 into 2 and 4. 2 and 4 make 6, so we're not changing anything. We're just breaking it apart, separating it. We do that because we know that 8 and 2 make 10, and 10 and 4 make 14. So it makes it a little easier for us to do in our head. Let's do one more, 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7. We're going to break up our 7, and what are we going to break it into? 5. I know that because I'm going to want to make a 10. But I know I need to add 7 total, and if I've only added 5, I still have to add 2 more because I have to add a total of 7. Now I see 5 and 5 make 10, plus 2 more makes 12. So 5 plus 7 is 12. That was one of our little warm-ups today, and we will be on pages 643 to 646. Please turn to 643 so you get on the page that we're starting on and you can follow along. We're going to make sense of the problem first time through. What is the problem about? What's happening in the problem? Lou has 18 blue buttons and 7 red buttons. How many buttons in all? This problem's about blue buttons and red buttons, right? And Lou has these buttons. What are we trying to find out? Lou has 18 blue buttons and 7 red buttons. How many buttons in all? What are we trying to find out? Whisper that in your head. What are we trying to find out? We are trying to find out how many buttons he has in all. This time, what information do we need to solve this problem? Lou has 18 blue buttons and 7 red buttons. What information is important? We need to know that he has 18 blue buttons and 7 red buttons. That's important in order to figure out how many buttons he has all together. Now it's your turn to solve and support your thinking. So you can use your base 10 blocks on iReady. You can use, I don't think you have enough counters. You could make your own counters at home. Just use whatever you have, little objects, 10 frames or 100 chart. So go ahead, go solve this problem. Once you think you have the answer, come back to check your work. All right, let's take a look at some options we could have done. So you could have used your 120 chart, and we know that he started with, or he had 18 blue, so I'd find the number 18. And he had 7 red, so I could count on 7 more. So 1, 2, and then my jump from 20 to 21 will be 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I land on 25. So you could have used the 120 chart. Another way you can keep track of your counting is you can go like this. So start on 18, then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And circle the 7th one. That's how you could have done it on the 120 chart, starting at 18, counting on 7 more. You could have also used these things back here. What this would look like is you would have, oh, I just lost one. Have 18, and then you would add 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can see that I have a 10 here in this 10 frame. I have a 10 here in this 10 frame, so I have 2 10s, and then I have 5 extra ones because I filled this 10 frame with those ones, so I have 5 extra. So 10, 20, 25. And one more way to do this is you could build a 10 stick, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So here is 10, but I wanted to have 18, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's my 18. You can see my 18 is made up of 10 and 8. Okay. Now I'm going to add 7 more. 2, 4, 6, 7. And maybe I want to group it 5. 5s might be easier for me to see. Okay. To count this quickly, I can see that I almost have a group of 10 over here. I only need 2 more to make a 10. And if I stick these all together, I had 18 red and black, and then I added 7 blues. Now I have 2 10 sticks, and I have 5 extra, which makes 25. So a few different ways you could have solved that, and you might have done a way that I didn't just show. You might have, oh, one more way. You might have done the place value way, where we've learned a lot about this. You build 18. You add 7 more. Maybe I want to switch my color, so, oh. So you have 18, you add 7 more, and you could just count all of this. Start at 10 and then count on, or start at 18 and then count on. We learned about counting on yesterday. Or you could see that this is almost a 10, so you could take 2 of these, move them up. Now you have a 10, and you have 2 10s and 5 extra ones because those got moved over. They got grouped together into a 10. We'll learn more about that too. That's called regrouping. Can you say regrouping? It's when you bundle up your 10 ones and turn them into a 10 stick. This is why we learned about breaking up numbers and showing numbers in different ways, because when you get to adding, sometimes you have to regroup. You have to bundle up. So those were lots of different ways that we could have done this. Let's check out what Ready says we should do. Find 18 plus 7. Make the next 10, which is what we just did. So they have 18, they have 7. Notice they're moving these 2 over so that they can make a 10. Then add the 10s and 1s. So you can see that 18 plus 2 more, that would make 2 10s. So you have 20 now. And then you have 5 left out here. So they grouped those together, turn it into a 10 stick here, and then they have 5 extra ones. And 20 plus 5 is, go ahead and write this in, 25. So 18, what we started with, plus 7 is 25. After we do all that grouping, 25 buttons in all. So they did it very similar to some of the options we did, but it's really important to note that they made a 10. If you have too many ones, if you have all these ones, that's too many ones. We want to bundle some up. We want to group them up. Say bundle up. Bundle them up. Regroup. We want to take these. If we can make a 10, squish them together and make a 10. It's less counting for us. So now we have some apply it problems, and I'm going to go through these with you. Shanna makes 41 snack bags. Alicia makes 7 snack bags. How many snack bags in all? So notice they broke apart their 41 because you want to group your ones together. Just like we've been working when we were grouping our 10s together, you want to group all your ones together. It makes it much easier to count. So we had 41, which is shown right here, 40 plus 1, and then we're going to want to add our 7 more. I'm going to go through these. You can pause if you'd like along the way, or you can just listen and finish yours afterwards. 67 plus 5. Here they have 67 plus 3 plus what? So they broke up their 5. Here's their 5 right here. Why did they take 3 and move it over? They wanted to make a 10. So how many? So there was 5 red ones here. 3 of them got moved over. How many are left over here? 2. So we kept our 67 this time, and we actually broke up our 5 into 3 and 2. And we did that because we knew if we added 3 right here, then we have our 6 tens, and then we have 1 more. So then we have 7 tens, which makes it easier to count. So 67 and 3 makes, so here's my 67, but if you add 3 more, now this is a 10. Now we, instead of having 6 tens, 7 ones, now we have 7 groups of 10, which is 70, plus the 2 more that were left out. So 72. So 65 plus 67 plus 5 is 72. Kind of a hard one because you're breaking up your ones to make that 10. But don't worry, we're going to get lots of time to practice this skill. Tessa counts 23 penguins. Then she counts 6 more penguins. How many penguins does she count? So 23 and 6 more. Now this one you might not have to bundle. So I would draw your picture, 10 and 3 more. Oh, 10, this stuff is not thinking straight. 23, that's 2 tens. And then we would add 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did it make a 10? It didn't. So this one you don't have to bundle up any 10s, but you will want to count it all and figure out how much does it make. This one has a nice picture for you. Notice there does look like there's quite a bit of ones. So you might need to do some work on grouping your ones together. So we have 54, and then we have 8 more, but I can see if I take, so we have 5, 3, we're missing 2. If I take 2 of these and I move them over here, now I have a 10. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, and then I have 2 extra ones. So if you can make a 10, make a 10, and then write down the answer. And for your exit ticket today, make sure number, name, watch the video. You have a nice picture here, and you can solve the problem 67 plus 5. Keep working on moving some over or visualizing, picturing moving some over to fill this in to make a 10 if you can. It will be easier to count.